Hey y'all, welcome to Zig's Woodshed. My name is Monica and welcome to the 12 days of Christmas. I have a project video coming for you every day for 12 days and they are going to be quick and easy projects. And today we are working with door hangers. These add such a fun and festive vibe to any room. You just slip them over your door handle and, brighten up your space. So apparently I was in a snowman vibe when I was designing these files, but I also have a Merry Christmas one. And you can actually I'm actually going to make the file available for just a blank one so you can create your own design. And then what I really like about the snowmen especially is they're great for December and for Christmas and all, but they go through the winter. So they're not quite evergreen products, but they do last longer than just one season. So Christmas season into winter. All right, so these are really quick to make. I am just gonna run you through it. You are going to need some plywood and acrylic. You don't have to have acrylic. You can use wood for the colored bits. You just need to paint it. You're going to need some twine, some double stick tape. I highly recommend the double stick tape. If you don't have that, you can use CA glue and some activator. And what else are we gonna need? Oh, scissors. I think I mentioned twine, and then you may need a utility knife. That's a great way to get the little bits of squeeze out of the glue out of those little crevices. So that's something you might want to have on hand. And without further ado, we are going to go ahead and get these cut out. When I know most of what I'm cutting can be cut out of scrap, I like to load my entire laser bed with as many scraps as possible so that all I have to do is move the laser head from each material and make my cuts. Now, you may not have a laser bed as big as mine, but if you have a laser bed big enough to fit multiple scraps, go ahead and load it up as much as you can. It will save you so much time during the cutting process. If you have small bits that you're afraid are going to fall through your honeycomb, grab some blue tape and just pull it out with the blue tape. One other thing you can do if you're worried about small bits falling through your honeycomb is use some golf tees to raise up your material and then place another piece of material under where you expect your pieces to be cut. Just lay your material on the bed and then run the job. Before we get started with assembly, I wanted to let you know that I do recommend using double stick tape on all of your acrylic. So there are some really small bits in, some of these designs, and it's going to be so much easier to just use the double stick tape. I did not do that this time because I was in a hurry and I didn't have time to mask all of the sheets. So you can use CA glue, which is what I'm going to use today. You want to be careful if you're using CA glue with acrylic, because if you get any on your fingers and then get it on the acrylic, it will leave like your fingerprints or some hazing, and it's just going to ruin your piece. So keep that in mind. Now you can also leave the masking on the front before you or during the gluing process and then take it off after you're done gluing. I did not do that in this case because a lot of mine had like the brown masking on it and I couldn't see, and I needed to make sure everything fit properly. Plus, you guys need to see what I'm doing and what it looks like. So I am just going to be super careful today, and we are going to go ahead and get started. All right, for this, I've got a wood backer, and I'm going to start with the largest piece. And in fact, I'm actually going to start with the whole bottom half, and we are going to just put glue everywhere, honestly, especially right down in the middle where the buttons go. And I'm going to line up the biggest piece first. That is his belly. And then this is super quick assembly. It's almost like a little puzzle for kids, honestly. It's so simple. And I'm just lining it up with the backer piece. Now it's really cold in the shop, so it's going to take a minute for this glue to cure. So you do have some working time. Just going to pop the buttons in. Okay. Now let's move on to the scarf. And then his face. Again, I'm just going to put glue everywhere. I'm not going to be able to get the glue down into the eye area. So we're just going to make sure this is really covered in glue so the eyes will stick. If you guys don't have a dental pick in your shop, you need one. It will help get this stubborn masking off. All right, isn't he so cute? I was gonna say we should name him, but we should probably just name him Frosty, right? So this is gonna look so cute on the door. I actually think I'm gonna leave it on the door to the shop, so. All right, now we are going to move on to the sleighs. I'm just gonna run you through the bits of the sleigh real quick before we get started. For the feet or the legs or the runners or whatever they're called, the things that go on the bottom, there are 6 pieces. There are 2 that have notches in them. So they look like this. They've got notches, and this is what attaches the base and then this, front piece to the sleigh. So those go in the middle, and then on each side, you've got 2 more that sandwich it together just to give it some structure and stability. Now, I did make it so that the charred bits go to the inside. So you'll notice that there's a left side and a right side that go onto the bits with the tabs. Now this is made for 1/4-inch plywood. If you guys decide you want to pick up this file, just keep that in mind. You can use 1/8-inch plywood, but you will need to adjust these slots on the base. So it has these little slots. You'll need to adjust the width. You'll need to do that anyway, even if you're using 1/4-inch, because it's all going to be based on the thickness of your material and it's not consistent across sheets of plywood. And then you may need to adjust the height of your notches if you're using 1/8-inch plywood. So just something to keep in mind. Now, when you are assembling these, what I do is I assemble the legs first and then I attach it to the base. So let's go ahead and get those glued up. Now what I like to do is get it lined up, and then I'll just kind of put it on the table and make sure it's flush. I'll do it again on the other side. Now we're going to hang this by a string. So you do want to make sure there are holes on one end. You want to make sure that those are lined up so that we can get the string through easily. Okay, well, I cut my thumb somehow, so, makeshift Band-Aid. So many uses for blue tape in the shop, right? All right, let's get this other one glued up. I gotta tell you, I do not like having a Band-Aid on my thumb. I can't feel what's going on. So when you go to assemble the sleigh, you want a piece of scrap wood, and you are going to put the sleigh face down, and we're just gonna attach the legs. So we're gonna get both pieces, put it face down. And then I put the glue on the pieces. I don't put it on the legs because there's going to be an opening in between these 2 pieces and you don't want the glue to show. So it goes like this. And because it's cold in the shop, we are going to hit this with some activator and make that glue set. And now we can assemble the rest of it. And all I'm doing is just lining everything up, using my fingers to make sure it's flush. All right. On the one with the snowman on the sleigh, there is a little bump out where the snowman goes because he's kind of hanging off the sleigh a little bit. So we are going to line that up first. You want to make sure the buttons are straight, like straight up and down. And that's how you know he's in the right spot. Okay, we're going to pop a little dab of glue into the buttons. We got some glue on the snowman. So for these small bits, you just kind of want to put it on top and then just slide it in. All right, well, we made a mess of that. This is why you use double stick tape. Now, normally I would do a cardboard template for the letters so I know exactly where to place them, or I would put some score lines. I actually don't like using score lines, but so I would do a cardboard template. Today, we are just winging it, okay? So I am gonna dry fit it first and then we will secure it down. You definitely wanna be super careful with these letters. They're small. One thing you can do to get glue off of in really tight spots is just use one of these knives from Harbor Freight, or you can probably get them from Home Depot too, but I got mine at Harbor Freight. And so you just kind of want to get right close to those edges. And I think the glue's dry, so it's not coming off right now, but I didn't get to it in time. All right, now we're going to add the twine. So to add the twine, what you want to do is you want to start on the outside of one of the legs, and then we're going to come through. We're going to go leave a tail and then come through the other side, and we're going to knot it off on each side, and that's what's going to hang on the door. All right, I'm just feeding it through the hole. Then we're going to feed it through the next hole. Okay, we're going to knot off one end, and you'll probably want to tie a couple of knots just to make sure it's not going to pop back through that hole. All right, once you get the first knot in, you can give yourself some slack. And this is our first little sleigh. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. I love that he's just winking. It's like he knows something we don't. You know what I mean? All right, I'm going to assemble the Merry Christmas one. It comes together the exact same, and then we will do a recap. All right, if you ever have any bits that don't cut through all the way and there's like an imperfection, just get yourself a brown Sharpie and color it in, and it will just go away like it didn't even happen. All right, we're just winging it again, and I am going to dry fit all the letters. Because these letters are small, I'm going to put this towel here so I can dab off the letters if I get too much glue on it, like I just did. All right, and this is our last one with a little Christmas tree that says Merry Christmas. I just love how it turned out. It's so cute, and I love the little sparkle. All right, y'all, I think that's a wrap for these. They are so cute. A quick and simple project, which is great this time of year. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me make them as much as I enjoyed bringing them to you. I cannot wait to get them inside the house and hang them on some doors, and I actually think I'm going to leave Frosty out here to hang out with me. So thanks for hanging out with me today, and I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow for our next project.